Hello, I'm Julianne. Welcome to Julianne Artistry. I've got a video coming up of me doing an order I've got for a pet portrait. It's ink and watercolour, and I haven't done it yet, so I don't know how it turns out, so hopefully it was okay. So anyway, enjoy the video and I will see you at the end. And if you like the video, please like. And if you fancy watching any more of my videos, then hit the subscribe button. So I hope you do. I hope you stay around and I hope you enjoy. And anything you want to ask, just ask. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pencil drawing, which I don't normally do because normally I just go straight in with the inks. But because it's so important to try and get it as right as possible, my drawings are quirky. Yeah, they are quirky and they're not always right, but I like that. I like the happenstance of art and the chaos of it, or trying to control the chaos of it. I'm going to do it on Bao Hong 300 gram hot press paper, and the pencil drawing I'm going to use an aquarelle. It's a Faber-Castell aquarelle, and I'm going to use a 2B. The second layer I'm going to use an Uniball Eye Micro. Now I use these because rather than a fibre tipped, because I like floaty ink. That and the Pentel Pilot V5 and the V7 as well are my favourite pens. Now the reason I like them is because of the flow of the ink. There's feedback sounds, but there's not much scratchiness. It's not scratchy on the paper, it just rolls because of the rollerball. And I forget I'm using it, which is a brilliant thing for any tool. If you can forget you're using it, you've got the right one. So that's what I'm going to use for that. I'm going to plan out the composition. Now with this drawing, the way I'm mounting it is on an A4 frame with a mount, because I don't tape my work. I mount it, if at all possible, with a cardboard mount. That's how I present my work. So there's 1 centimetre all around that will not be seen. So I need to take that into consideration for the composition. Now the outermost edge, which is a paw, coming to about there. The lowermost edge, no lower than that really. And I'd like the top of the pot to be around there. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's about right. I'd like it about there. So I'm gonna... So if the pot's pause there, then the pot starts around there. Now, when you need to move. You don't have to keep the page still. If you need an arc going that way, you move it that way. So that's the top arc, and this side going about there. That looks like an egg. I've done this one wrong, never mind. It needs to come higher, that's what it is. That point there should be that point there. That's better. I do hope you can see this. So really I'm just putting the ellipse in. So that's about right. Okay. Alright, so I need to position little Gracie in the tub. Oh, I might as well do the sides. It's a big pot, but it's got quite steep sides as well. So we come to about there for the base of that one, and then the line would be there. So it's like that. Is that about right? And bring it over a little bit. Okay, and that'll put her about there. Okay, now I need to, now there's really big arc on this one. I've gone too low. So this is real life. Now I'm just gonna measure that should equal that, which it doesn't. So I need to put that up to there. And the ellipse too big. And then put on top. Oh, so it's going to be lower. Right, well, that doesn't work, does it? Right. Let's move that up a little bit to there. That's me ellipse there. And you just have to keep modifying as you go. But enjoy the process of learning what and teaching your eye to look. Better hand-eye coordination you've got, the better you will be. Right. Right, that looks better. Now we need the pot at the bottom, which if we measure, so that is equal to that. Yes, that. The lip is about there, the outside. Now it seems bigger than that, but obviously not. Then this circle comes quite high up, but there we go. Now that's the outer. The outer rim, I should have said. Now the shadow's there. And the rim's there. So you can do a mix of measure and eye. There we go. Now this got a slight little lip. It's just a little one. So I'll just put that on the outside. Okay. And then we've got the inside, the depth. That one disappears under a pore. It's noisy paper. I'll put that in, even though it disappears under a, you can see the side. That bit looks wrong, so I'm going to change that. So I'm just judging by eye, like where the other edge would be. It just comes a little bit lower than what I did it. I mean, this doesn't matter too much because it's going to be hidden behind the frame. I'm happy with that. So little Gracie. So she's over halfway. Her ear's over halfway. And she's got a little tiny spocky bit there. And there's a little sliver at the back of her there. And then she starts to pop out. And then she's got that cute little tuft there. And now she starts coming back inside. So I'm looking at the shape of her, and I'm looking at the negative shape of this. So she's got a little space there. I'm not doing hers or anything like this for this bit. I'm just doing the overall shape. Now that comes out to there. Round poof. And then it goes into a face. A little bit up there. And the chops. And then that sort of comes around to there, and then her ear goes around there. On this side she's got about, yeah, that's right, I did that already. It doesn't come out quite so much, but it does come over like that. Then, is her ear big enough? Yeah. And then a body comes down there, and she's proper in there. Apparently she got it in herself. You can just work out a bit of what would be a leg, but you can't really see it much. Okay, so I've got the general outline. So I'm constantly going back and checking. I'm not going to get it perfect, but I do check as much as I can. So I'm going to check the angle of that. I think that's a bit higher because it doesn't match that side. And then that comes longer, and a paw. It all meets in that little place there. Then up there, and then, so if I go down, she's slightly turned. So if I do that slightly that way, which is a little parting. Now, from the top of her head to the base, her eyes are halfway. Her eyes are actually straight across there. When you're drawing, if you leave it flat all the time, I do this anyway, you can skew your perspective, so you're drawing it right from where you sat, looking that way, but actually when you lift it up like that, it's skewed. The perspective's well off. So I'm just taking it up just to check that it's not. Now she's got this little scoopy, round, cute nose. It's got, like, if you look at dogs' noses, they're quite square in a lot of respects. And she's got this curve there and curve up there. So that's about where she is. Now, a tuft is there. Centre of a tuft. Tuft is there. So that brings her eye, outer eye there. Then she's got that midway there. The other side of her eye. So that's about there. Then the bottom of her eye is the top of the paw tuft. So that's our working area. So that's the outside. So we can start doing the shape now. So in the midway point, you can see, I don't want to do it too heavy. So it's flat, that bit. She's got hair making her eyes, and that bit there. Now the other eye, you can't see as much of the other eye, but it's still, as it's peeking underneath that tuft. So I could put that across there, that's a tuft of hair. And then we can intimate there. And then this is fur. So I'm going to draw it as fur rather than the eye. And this comes from there. And that's her eye. And then you can actually see the rim of her eye on that one. Oh, how does that look? Cockeyed. What's wrong with it? That one's right. It's that one that's wrong. Now this is what you don't see. You don't see what goes wrong. You just see it done perfectly. But no, I want to show warts and all, so that everybody can know that you make mistakes. Mistakes are fine. So let's do that eye again. That line is off, because where that little tuft is there, it's more on the inside there. So that's more where her eye is. So let's try that again. So that's the bottom curve. Well, let's do a triangle, because what you do is centre eye to centre nose. Usually makes a square. So I'm just going to bring it over a little bit that way. So what you can do is check that angle. That's quite steep. That's okay. That's not. So I've done that one wrong. Let's start there. See, I could trace this and sheet. But where's the challenge in that? No. Do I trace if I have to get something right? Sometimes you have to. If you want it perfect. That's looking better, I think. And the hair over the there as well. Okay. Move this one over this way a bit. Now, let's get inking. The hard thing now is keeping it loose, yet accurate. So, I'm going to start in her eyes. Now I'm trying to be as light as possible so I don't make them all harsh. See if she's got these little tufts in. But I don't want to do too much because it look a bit black doggish. She's got this nice fluffy stuff that goes around there. And then I'm just going to put a little indication of her mouth where I think it might be, because you can't actually see it. Well, it should look a bit odd without one. Let's do a nose. Right, let's get drawing the outside. Let's get drawing. There's that lovely cute tuft. There's not much, it's all quite smooth here, but I can't just leave it empty. There is stuff going on, but it's just smoother. I'm just looking at the quick shapes. I'm just trying to make that as soft as I can. She's got a little swept up do there. Let's go on. And around there. I think that's enough going on for the face. Now let's do a paw. Now, I don't want to put as much detail because I want her face to stand out. So, let's do this. just soft line for that. There's a hard line there. Which is quite thick. And then it goes soft on this side. I'm just going to put a few lines going off into nothing, just to situate it really. And there's a bush there. I'm just going to do a few little lines. Now, I didn't notice this before, but there's an actual rim inside like that. And that is the ink drawing done. Now, I want a thicker one of this, which is this one. I think there's 3 weights if you don't live in the UK, but if you live in the UK, there's only 2 that I can find anyway. So you've got a fine and you've got micro. I've been using the micro, but there's an ultra micro, but I can't find that in the UK. So this is about 0.7, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look over it again. I'm going to look for darker marks, anything that I need to darken with a harder line. So that's got quite a hard line there, and under a nose we'll make that a bit darker, and nostrils. Parting, because Bichons and Maltese can have high pigmented skin. It's black. It can be black. So, and that's a bit darker on that bit there. And I find when you're drawing, you draw so many times. You're constantly always going around. Now that is quite light, and then it goes into the darker of the ear. So I'm just going to separate that out a bit, and then that goes soft into where it's the sun's really shining. And again, I'm going to differentiate that from the background because it's quite dark in there. I really want to put something there, but I know I can't. So again, in there. So she's got a tuft in there and tufts in her ears. So I'm not going dead hard, but I'm just a bit thicker than it was, and fade that out. One thing I don't want to do is just outline the whole thing, because that's not how it is. Because if you look on the right side, it's tonally that is darker than that. So the background doesn't make this hard edge. Just got one that goes that way. That goes that way. I'm going to soften that up a bit. The watercolours I'm going to use are the SHINHAN PWC. Oops, I got the tubes, and I got this little palette off Amazon. I'll put a link down below, and then I put them into this. It's a nuisance that it doesn't go down flat, so I could varnish or paint that and use it as a palette, but that is my lovely SHINHAN PWC. I'm just going to rub out all the pencil. Right, I'm going to use these brushes. I've kept them in the box because they were too pretty to open. As you can see, they're from the Neptune Anything Thick Tick Squirrel. And we have a 6 quill, a half aquarelle, an 8 round, and a 1-inch mottler. I think I'm only going to use 2 brushes. The round and the mottler is so cute. I'll link everything below. I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it again just in case. Right, I'm going to use that one, and I think that one, the number 8 and the 1-inch mottler. I don't think I need to use these, even they're so pretty. Right, I'm going to do the background first, because in a way it's like a negative painting with her, because she's white and I don't want to muddy her with grey, too much grey, so I'm going to try negative painting her so the background keeps her white. And then what I'll do, I might use some gouache later on to sort of do some highlights. I'm gonna keep the background quite loose. I quite like that. Nice. I changed my mind about using the mottler. This is quite nice. Let's get a bit more water. That goes really dark in there. So I want this in here, because it goes more to the cold. Let's do some background. I want that nice and soft. Lift a bit some of this. Now my paper's dried. So I'm gonna have to wet it again. I'm slightly ambidextrous, so I can swap hands. Drawing with a brush. It's drawing upon drawing upon drawing. Even when you're painting, you're still drawing. I think I need to balance that green out, so I'm going to put a touch of green down here, and I'm going to wet the paper first, see if I can just balance. It's just not balanced. Really dark in that bit there. Okay, so I think I'm finished with that background and everything. Now I'm going to concentrate on little Gracie babes. Okay, so I've mixed an almost light flesh colour. I mean, you can hardly see it. And I'm just going to touch where she's got the tear stains, just a bit, brings a bit of warmth in. Don't treat the foreground the same as the background. Change your marks, because I could change my marks from the face to the body because I didn't want to overdo it. I didn't want it too samey. I mean, it's a nice look, I quite like it, but it's too samey sometimes. Now she's got this really nice shading on this side of her, so I'm just going to glaze over. Because even though they're white, they're not white, not when you look. So I'm just going to glaze over. I don't want to kill the white, but I need to do something to bring it out. I need something to bring the white out. I need some more blue in that. That's better. Now it comes up here, there, around there, and there. Right, I can do little flecks. Now she's got sunshine on the top. It's too harsh. Right, let's stick some gouache on. It's a little bit of white there. I'm not going to touch that till it's dry. I like these brushes. This gouache is probably 20 years old. It hasn't been out for that long, but it is probably 20 years old. If not more. little white highlights on with a gel pen. It's Uniball I'm having a Uniball day today, aren't I? It's a Signo. I do like Uniball. So she's got little hair there. And she's got a little white line around there. Really cute. She hasn't got one on that side, but I'm going to put it just to lift the eye. Camera didn't like the way that side was, so I'm going to put a bit more, because after I'd put that dark bit there I decided I liked it dark, so I want a bit more dark down here. See, I'm soft when it comes to putting darks down. I like contrasting things, but then I get scared of putting the darks down. So I get a bit silly. Basically, I'm just fiddling now. I think I better stop fiddling around now and just finish. So there we go. And that is finished. It's there. It's the original. And there we go. Done. You see, by putting that green at the bottom, it's just balanced everything out. I mean, it's just hardly anything, but it just balances the composition out a bit more now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope the drawing turned out okay. If you enjoyed the video, could you please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more. So I will say ta-ta now. See you soon. Bye.